Hello, our lecture today, the Research Method course for business students. We'll start with Chapter 2, Formulating and Clarifying the Research Topic. In the previous lecture, we covered the course introduction, the types of research, basic versus applied research, and we discussed the research design in addition to some factors that we need to take in consideration during conducting the research. In this lecture, we'll move forward for the formulating and clarifying the research topics. So we expect after this lecture or from this lecture to be able to identify the good attributes or the features of the good suitable research topic and to be able to generate idea. This idea to be converted to good research question related to the chosen topic also. And after that, the final step, it should be able to draft a written research proposal. The important steps that we identify the good features of the research topics. So to generate some ideas, how to generate ideas, we will go over that, how to generate, to get more good ideas to help you to choose the suitable research topics that meet the standards of your university, your institute, or the requirements for your organization. So, and these ideas need to be converted to a research question and some objectives to be able to write your research proposal. So the good attributes for the research topics that to look for your capability. So it's feasible research topic. Are you interested in this research topic? Do you have some concerns? Do you have the enough and necessary skills for doing research and that which you need to acquire during this course, and you need to complete your work during the semester, by the end of the semester, if you are doing the research for such a course, or for the master thesis within 2 or 3 semesters, or for the PhD dissertation, it may take a long time. So the time duration that you need for your research, it should be taken in the consideration. And the issue, the topic that you have chosen, it will be current issue, or after spending a lot of time, maybe 2 semesters, 3 semesters, or whatever, it will be a little bit old, not hot issue. Moreover, do you have the financial support? Are you an employee and you are studying part-time? Can you travel to some place to make your survey or to get the information? And if you choose such type of topics for such X organization, do you have the access to collect information from this department or from this ministry? They will allow you to go for the survey or interview. All these things should be taken into consideration before deciding which research topic that you need to start. Moreover, it's worthwhile that the efforts, to make the balance between the efforts and the outcomes from your research. So it will meet the standards required by your institute or your university. This issue that you start to make the search, it's related to the theory. It has some significance, some rigors. It's just a basic science, will enhance our understanding of the theory, and has some application or relevance to the business. And it has a fresh insight that to be updated, to look for the scholars, the best scholars who had some articles in this topic. Moreover, for your data or the finding, it will be done in a systematic or symmetric way also. And moreover, regarding your career. So if you are working in some organization for marketing section or marketing sector, and you are interested to do something to the economic, to the business, to the finance, or whatever, so to be sure that your research topic match your career and the future of your career. And maybe sometimes your university, your organization will task you to do some research in a specific topic. Useful techniques to generate the idea to be rational thinking, critical thinking, creative thinking, and you need to search in the literature, to scan the media, to watch the news, what's the hot current issue that maybe give you some idea, brainstorming, to think out of the box, to move from traditional way of thinking to unconventional way of thinking, to have relevance tree to support you during generating the idea, to look and see the old or the previous work that done by other people, and to have the discussion, and we'll go over all these things. The most important things to have some diary or notebook to write down, to note everything, every idea that come to your mind, not just to depend on your own memory. The rational thinking, examining your own strength and interest, that you have the enough skills for doing the research, you have enough knowledge. So the past project titles that in your library, in the online, to have the discussion with colleagues, to searching the literature. And next chapter we'll talk more and more about how to search and criticize the literature and scanning the media also. To be creative thinking, unconventional thinking, keeping notebook of the idea, each piece of idea, because some crazy idea nowadays, it could be good idea in the future. Exploring personal preference using past project also, and relevance trees and brainstorming. Whatever you adopted, rational thinking or creative thinking, may you get the idea that you need to start your project, or you will be, maybe you'll be frustrated because you are unable to find something that fit what you need. Examining own strengths and interest. You have some academic knowledge, but you need to enhance during the program the knowledge that you need regarding the domain or the field of research that you choose. Look at those assignments for which you have received good grade. Maybe you study organization behavior, marketing, other courses, philosophy of social science. So where is the course that you got good grades and you find yourself that you understand well and you have the ability to do more good works? So as a part of your reading, you will be able to focus more precisely on the sort of idea about which you wish to conduct your research. There is a need to think about your future, because sometimes you used to say your articles, your work will marketing you. Looking at past projects title, PhD dissertation, master thesis, or other work that done by other people, but be sure not everything that saved or available in the library, in your university or wherever, it will be a good one, because it differs the style of evaluation from one jury to another, or from professor or tutor to another. The discussion, it's good how to generate ideas, to have the discussion with colleagues at the same specialty, with the friends, to discuss with them. Maybe they will give you some good idea. From your supervisor may guide you and give you some good idea, because you need as a roadmap. If you start good, you will continue at the correct way. Searching the literature. The literature is available online or in your library. So some good articles written by some specialists in the best journals, professional journals, and highly cited by scholars. You need to get good idea to be sure that you have a good research methods. And some reports done by some organization, by some NGOs, or in some magazines, it will give you good ideas, in addition to some textbook as a reference to enhance your knowledge. And to follow the media, something unpublished, or it will take time to be published, but it will be announced about some innovation, some creative thinking, some good ideas will be available in the media. The most important, as we said, to have good notebook. So every piece of interesting research idea to think anytime, just to write down, because something will spark of your thought. You can then use this idea more rational for such techniques later on. The relevancy tree, that you start from broadened idea, from general idea, and you start to narrow and focus. You are want to make research about marketing, then you choose about customer relationship management, but and more to say about what about electronic customer relationship management, the interwoven, the integration between IT and customer relationship management, and to see the effects on the firm performance. Brainstorming, as we said, to think unconventionally, to think out of the box, to be imaginative, to look for new good ideas that may support you to have good new ideas. So write a lot of ideas, generate a lot of ideas. Don't omit any of these ideas. Just evaluate later on to see what will be more suitable for you. Analyze the list of suggestions and decide which appeal to you most as a research idea, and with good justification why you are interested in such topics. To refining the research, sorry, to refining research ideas, we use the Delphi techniques, as you may be proposed to some colleagues to generate ideas and to be reviewed by another group and so on, to improve and to enhance the ideas. May you do some primary study. You test your ideas. You integrate your ideas together to give or to have some suggestion from your organization, from your work. Before talking about research idea and how to make it research question, just we look to this example, job recruitments via the internet. We use the internet as a part of e-commerce, e-business, in order for recruitments, for the human resource management. We'll call it e-recruitment, electronic recruitment. So this is the research idea. So what will be the research question, the suitable research question? How effective, what's the efficiency is recruiting for a new staff through the internet in comparison with traditional methods? So this is the research question. Why we need to adopt the internet? In order to give the opportunity for more people. It will be more easy, it will be cost reduction, it will be less effort. So instead of receiving application from 30 or 40 applicants, may we receive hundreds, and from different area, because there is no restrictions on the time or the place or whatever. So to adopt a new idea. And why we are looking for e-recruitments? To enhance the situation in the organization, to give more transparency. So in order to write the research question, it should be consistent with expected standard, a clear conclusion. For that, why we use the e-recruitment as an example. It should be moderate, not simple, not difficult also, and not too descriptive, just 2 lines or line and a half. Useful techniques, as we said, start with a general focus question. So when we are talking about electronic recruitment through the internet in comparison with the traditional, then we can move forward to be more precise and look for some theories that serve our research topic. And we can discuss the area of interest with your supervisor. He will be more experienced, have more experience than you, and can maybe support you with more good ideas. Let's have a look on writing a clear research objective. It's available in the textbook, chapter 2. Check your examining body preference for stated objectives, that some body will review the research question for you, and use a general focus question to achieve precise objectives. So let's have a look that to what extent are organizational citizenship behavior theory, organizational justice theory, and psychological contract theory applicable to Chinese organizations and why. So to move not just basic knowledge to more applicable to the business in different culture, not in Europe, not in USA, not in the Middle East, in Chinese organization and why. This is the research question. How to drive, and then to drive some research objectives as to identify suitable measurements scales. In order to have some variables, you need scales to measure these variables. To examine the relationship, in case study organization between finding from theory A and theory B. To examine the relationship between finding in the case study organization from citizenship behavior scale and finding in other national contexts. Maybe you compare between the Chinese organization and such or some European organization. And finally, to draw conclusion. This is to answer why. From the relationship observed in these objectives, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, to evaluate the ability to apply this concept in the Chinese organization. And in order to turn your ideas and research projects, include SMART personal objectives, SMART, specific. What precisely? To move from general to more specific. And measurable. That can you measure what you achieved, that did you achieve your goals, and to be achievable your target with some constraints, with some limitation, to be realistic, you have the time, the energy, the resource, and to finish with the suitable time that according to your situation in such course or master or PhD. The importance, asking for opinion and gathering facts. What questions? Descriptive research. What the relation between A and B? Using questions that go beyond descriptions and require analysis to find out the type of the relation, the nature of the relation between the variables. So explain phenomena, analyze the relationship between electronic customer relationship management and the firm performance or customer satisfaction, predict outcomes to have something different from the past research. You can compare and generalize if according to the sample that you adopting during your research. The most important in our research, the theory, to have the methodology, that your research will depend on the theory. When we are talking about electronic customer relationship management, we are talking about interwoven between IT, information technology, and customer relationship management. We have some resources in the organization. Can we make these resources as capabilities that will drive some competitive advantage or competitive edge to the organization according to the resource-based view theory? So you need to have a theory in your research. The theory is a formulation regarding the cause and effect relationship. So we need to know to what extent using electronic customer relationship management will affect the organization performance or, for example, the customer satisfaction. So a formulation regarding the cause and effect relationship between two or more variables which may or may not have been tested. So maybe somebody already have researched at the same topic, but will you come with something new in different situation, in different conditions? What type of the theory? Grand theories, middle range theories, or substantive theories? If it's a grand theory, we'll talk about it. It's general theory. Something will change or increase the way that we think about the world, about the reality, like Newton, or the theory of gravity, or theories of Maxwell for telecommunication. As much the theory is grand, it will have more effects on the scientific world and even on the society. While to be just middle range theory or substantive theories, it will have more restrictions. It will be limited to some situations, to some circumstances. That threefold of the theory, grand theories, is the best. High methodology, change our way of perceiving the reality, usually thought to be province of natural science. But that will lead to change our thinking as when we adopt innovation, we adopt e-commerce, e-business, we need like TAM, technology acceptance model, or innovation diffusion theory. It will need time to let the people accept and adopt this new items or new way of conducting or doing the business. Middle range and most of the business research or the research in the social science is middle range theories. It lacks the capacity to change the way in which we think about the world, but have significance. Some theories like human motivation, well known to manager, would be in this category, or a human relation movement in the organization behavior, moving from classical theory to new classical theory to modern organization theory, that will change our way of dealing or conducting the business. The last type, it's restricted, as we mentioned, to a particle time, research group, to the case study. So the approach for your research will be deductive approach that you already know which theory that you will depend on. A clear theoretical position is developed prior the collection of data. This is the deductive approach. You move from the theory, you collect your data, you analyze your data, it will support your hypothesis, then you can test or verify the theory. It will enhance our understanding of the science of the theory or give new ideas. The other things, inductive approach, just when you collect the data, you are not depending on any theory. But finally, when you analyze and you start the discussion and conclusion, you find the relation between A and B. Maybe you just suggest some theory that could be more verified and falsified in the future. And the most important product after knowing all these aspects, being able to write your research proposal. The purpose of your research proposal is like the roadmap of your research project that organize your ideas, to convince your audience what you are going to do, to contract with your client. So it's like the contract between you and your supervisor or your institute. This is the proposal. This is the roadmap for my research project. And it will meet the ethical requirements that according to the ethics committee in your university or in your organization. Your research proposal, it will be the title, and the title is much related to your research question. Background, when you go to the literature, the updated, to see what has been done or written about the electronic human resource management or electronic recruitment from this scholar and another scholar. The finding in Europe different from finding in the Middle East, and you start to make synthesis between different points of view and to find which the point of view is more suitable to the research that you are doing. And the method that you need how do you collect your data, questionnaire, survey, interview, or just secondary data, to define and decide which type of methods that you apply, quantitative or qualitative, during your research. And the most important, the time scale, as a schedule for you, that you need what times to start looking for the literature, to collect the information, the data, and to analyze. It will take 2 semesters, 3 semesters, or whatever, to have the timetable in order to finish or to do your research. And the most important, the key literature source, the citation, references, the source of your information, because you rephrase, you get the idea, you summarize some idea by your own language, and then you write it and you refer to the source from where you obtain this information. To summarize our lecture for today, the best research topic: formulate and clarify the topic that you are interested in, meet the requirements of your university or organization, use variety of techniques when generating research idea, critical, creative, brainstorming, discussion with the group, and etc., are focused on clear questions based on relevant literature. You have a lot of references in order to enrich your research topic. The best research topics also are theory dependent. You have a clear theory that explains the nature of the relation between the variables, and have a proposal containing organized idea. You tell the reader what will be done and why this type of research need to be done and how it will be achieved. By this, we conclude and we finish our lecture. Thank you very much.